Hi, I'm Eileen Roach, the co-founder of Dime and a longtime machine embroiderer. Over the years, I've learned how an embroidery machine can tackle some intricate sewing tasks. Tasks that I would maybe struggle with on my sewing machine, like inserting a zipper, or riskier still, inserting a lap zipper. Small projects like coasters and mug rugs can be hard to control under a sewing foot, but under an embroidery foot, it's a whole new ballgame. Getting all four corners of a bag to match is no small feat on a sewing machine, but an embroidery machine takes all that risk out of the equation. That's why Dime teamed up with Reen Wilcoxon of Embroidery Garden. Reen has been creating in the hoop projects for decades, and she is graciously sharing all of her tips and techniques for making beautiful in the hoop projects. After watching today's class, you'll no longer be limited to the whims of a digitizer. Now the power is in your hands, and you will be an in the hoop designer.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Be an In the Hoop Designer event. I'm Ashley Jones, and I'm your educator for today. And if you can't tell, my voice is not the greatest, but don't worry. We have a great education team here at Dime, and I have lots of backup and lots of support. If my voice does not last, we are going to make sure that you guys are taken care of. Not to mention, as you guys know, this event is hosted by Reen Wilcoxon of Embroidery Gardens, and she is also here with us today and is going to stay throughout the entire presentation to answer all of your questions about the topics today. So let's welcome Reen and chat with her. Hey, Reen, how are you today?
Doing great, Ashley. How are you?
I'm good. And I'm so thankful to have you here, not just because my voice, and I know that you could answer everything that we're talking about, but it's such a awesome time whenever I think we get together with you and our education team here at Dime, because you are so creative and we love using our tools with the types of projects that you do. So just in case there are some people out there that is unfamiliar with you and Embroidery Garden, will you please tell us who you are and a little bit about your business?
So I'm Reen Wilcoxon. I own Embroidery Garden, and I've been creating in the hoop designs for about 24 years now. And, I create all types of designs, things from, the simple to the little bit more advanced, when we start getting into zippers and things like that. It's something that I love to do. And I'm so excited now that others are going to be able to do exactly what I do.
Yeah, I agree with you, Reen. And today we have a new program to share with everybody so that you too, just as Reen said, can be an in the hoop designer just with a few clicks. You're going to be able to create your own custom in the hoop designs. And we're going to share all of that with you. But if you are new to in the hoop, we're going to talk about the steps and all the things that you need to do it. So you'll learn a ton today, right, Reen?
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a great event, and I'm just so excited about it.
Yeah, I agree. It's been really fun working on this project, and I think everybody out there is going to love it. So, well, today our event, we always have live chat, so you can ask questions directly to Reen and I. And so we have someone over there helping with the chat, and I would like to introduce her to you too, and that's our very own Laurie Albrecht. Hey, Laurie, how are you?
Hi, Ashley, and special hello to Reen. I'm
Hi,
so
Laurie.
excited to be with you both today. And wow, everybody in the chat is super excited to be here with you too. Reen, you have friends from all over the planet who are in the chat already. And so I just want to remind everybody, if you joined on YouTube, please rejoin us over here with the link that you got, because that way you can chat. And wow, that free design today, outstanding. You don't want to miss that.
I know. And Laurie, tell them that's why they want to join us at that link that ends in EMB Garden, right? Is so they can take advantage of our specials and get that free design, correct?
Absolutely. And also to ask any questions that you have while we're going along over in the chat. Now, chat is busy, 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 busy this morning. So make sure you put a couple of question marks in front of your question. And if I don't see it the first time, I'm not offended. Ask me again, please. And then when we take a break so that Ashley can catch her breath, we'll bring your questions to Reen and Ashley. So it's going to be a fun event.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I appreciate you being here, Laurie, because I know we're going to have lots of interaction with everyone today. So, all right, guys, we got lots of information. So, we're ready to get started with our Being in the Hoop Designer event. All right.
Can't wait.
Okay, guys, so let's get going. So Reen and Laurie will join me again later. But I want to get started with the event. So like I said, I'm hoping that my voice holds out. If I have to drink on screen, I apologize. I don't normally do that, but I'm trying to last for 90 minutes. That's all I need to do. Okay, so be an in the hoop designer. So I'm so excited to share this with you today. So let's get started. If you're brand new to in the hoop projects, what are they? What can we make, right? Okay, so we're talking about doing designs with your embroidery machine, stitching them with your embroidery machines. And these are things that normally we are doing with our embroidery machine or our sewing machine, sorry, but we're doing them with our embroidery machine with a special file created by Reen to be able to stitch things in the hoop that you would not even believe. And when you unhoop, you're all done. So what kind of things can you make with these in the hoop designs and what we're going to be talking about today? Well, functional items like bags, key fobs, snap trays. You can also do home deck items, mug rugs. You can do pot holders, handle wraps, coasters, little miniature hangings. You can make quilt blocks. And I know Reen has an awesome sample she's going to share with you from the quilt blocks. And you can make stuffies as well. And they are super easy to do. All of these can be customized, whether you're purchasing a design or whether you're creating your own design if you have the tools to do so. And we're going to see all of that today. So now, in the hoop projects vary in complexity. You can have really simple projects, as Reen said, like this tag, which is stitched in layers in your hoop, and it's really simple to envision. And then you have things like bags and purses. And while they are more detailed, a little more advanced, even if you are a beginner, you can do them with Reen's instructions because they are so straightforward. So, various ways to finish it also comes into account. So you have things that are done in layers with a satin stitch around the edge, like the gift tag we just saw. You've got run stitch edges if you're working with a non-fraying fabric. You can also layer items with right sides together, just like our sewing projects, and then turn them once all done when you're leaving an opening and have turned finished edges. So things like mug rugs, some coasters, pot holders, trivets, things like that, miniature quilted hangings, which we're going to see. And then you can also have a completely finished bag that installs a zipper into your zip bag and be completely finished when it's out of the hoop, other than closing a small opening. So there's tons of different things that you can do. Now, also the materials that you use. You can use a variety of materials. And if you're familiar with all of the things that Reen stitches, she uses very unique fabrics. So, or substrates, I should say, because they're not all fabrics. So you can use cork, you can use clear vinyl, you can use, even look at that cookie bag there. Faux leather works in a lot of these projects as well. You can also use your quilting cotton. So don't feel like we're leaving that out. Pretty much any substrate that you find in your closet, you're going to find a use in your in the hoop projects. Okay. And so when you're choosing the different types of fabrics, here are some things to consider. The actual project itself is going to influence the type of fabric you use. And Reen is really good in her instructions about explaining that. And if you've purchased a design from someone else, they should give you details on what type of fabrics to use. Now, if you're working with a run stitch or maybe even a blanket stitch or a decorative motif, you might want to choose a non-fraying fabric. But if you're stitching and turning, that's where your quilting cotton is great, because we can add some reinforcement in there to give us the sturdiness that we need, but the softness of the quilting cotton when you're turning is really easy. Also, you might want to pay attention to the nap of the fabric. So directional nap or directional print is something that you want to make sure to pay attention to whenever you're stitching and flipping. Make sure that you're putting it in the right orientation. And like we said, your quilting cotton is great for bags, outer covers with a type of interfacing to add some stiffness to it. Just be mindful of white or light colors, so that it does not show through like any threads or scraps, but also, getting dirty or dingy if you're using it often, and you're going to want to use it often. So in the hoop project, let's see some inspiration. So these are some of the things that we have created with the new program we're going to be talking about today. And you may own some designs that stitch like this, but here are some inspiration of some things that you can do within the hoop project. So gift tag or gift card holders, very popular. A beautiful label for this candle, a gift taken to a hostess. You can make a gift tag or a thank you tag. Little miniature hangings, mug rugs, so functional in our everyday life, right? So it's a great project to make. It's very easy, but it's also great for gifts. Zipper bags, yes. Your machine can put in a zipper, and with the right file, it stitches it into the bag and completely finished. Little banners and also little notebook covers, so that we can take all of the notes about all of our things that we want to make with our embroidery machine, right? Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to get started with In the Hoop, and you're going to see a variety of different embroidery projects that we can do. We also are going to talk about the different elements that you'll be using, stabilizers, zippers, fabrics. We've mentioned those, but you're going to see a lot of them under my camera. Also, customize and personalizing In the Hoop designs, tips and tools that make the process easier, but also give you great results. And we've got some extra tips for you. How about if you are familiar with doing bags in the hoop, how about making that a lap zipper rather than an exposed zipper? We're going to see that as well. And Reen even has a really cool folding technique to make faux mitered corners in the hoop. So I just love that. Okay, so today's event is a shop and learn event. So you're going to see lots of information about making In the Hoop projects, but you can also chat with Laurie and Reen over in the chat over to the right of the video. So make sure that you're over there at the live chat. You can also purchase any of the products that I'm talking about that you think that would make your life easier. So if you see something that I'm working with that you need in your life, make sure that you add it to your shopping cart while the special prices are available. You can take advantage of the special prices and rewatch this presentation for 48 hours. So make sure that you do that. Now, all the little products underneath the video, you'll see the little images. To see more details about any of them, just click the View Product button, and it will show a description. And you can also add it to your shopping cart all right here, and you don't have to stop listening to the presentation. So if you see something, you want it, you know that it'll be helpful for you, add it to your cart, and you never have to miss one thing that we're saying. You can shop right here. Once you are done shopping, click that checkout button, and you'll see a page open up. Now, hey, who out there likes savings? If you like to get a good deal, I'm going to show you how you can get an even better deal on top of the discounted prices today. So pay attention right here. Click that show order summary whenever you see that page pop up after you click checkout, because it will reveal a location to enter a discount code. I've got 2 codes to share with you today that's going to get you additional savings off of your purchase. The first one is if you spend $150, you're going to get free shipping if you enter the word SEW. SEW gets you free shipping to any U.S. address. If you spend over $250, make sure that you enter SEW for your free shipping, but you also want to enter So 10. So 10 is going to get you free shipping, or I'm sorry, So 10 is going to get you the additional 10% off of your entire purchase. So make sure that you enter So and So 10 if you reach $250. So nothing in our shopping cart is excluded from this discount. If you see it, you want it, you buy it, and you're going to get that discount if you reach those thresholds. So, okay. Are you guys ready to see some samples? I am so excited and have had so much fun. Look at all these things I've made. Oh my gosh, so excited. So you can make so many things with In the Hoop. Now, this looks like a pile of things that you can't even make out, but we so love making In the Hoop, and I'm going to hold these up and talk about a few of them. So a zipper bag. So we're going to be talking about how you can create your own custom zipper bags in whatever shape you want. So we've got rectangular and hexagon and round, but I and Reen are going to show you how you can make a custom shaped zipper bag. So you're going to love that, but you can embellish them. We're going to be talking about how to do a lapped zipper on your bags as well. What about quilted hangings? So if you like making these little entryway hangings, we've got tons of different options and styles for you today. How adorable. And what we're going to be talking about, look at this cute one here. You can actually customize it to whatever you want. This design could be on a zipper bag instead of a hanging if you want. But you can see here, I've got the same design stitched out, just slightly different. This one hangs on one of the little entryway stands. And then here at Dime, we have a stand that is this curved top. And we also have some designs that fit over that. So then that would sit up on your entryway table. So how cool is that, right? So we have you covered. So coasters, tags, gift tags, gift card holders. Look at this. So same design, different personalization, different fabric choices. So you can be your own designer. So cute little door hangers. Let's slide some of these out of the way here. How about snap trays? So does anybody ever want to embroider for the men in your life and you never know what to do? So snap trays, mug rugs are a great option for the men in your life. They drink coffee and eat cookies too, right? They just might not want cut, sew, repeat. Functional items like towel toppers to hang over your stove handle and hold your towel in place. Key fobs. Look at this key fob. I mean, like, you can't buy a shape like this. You have to create it, right? Because it's custom to the name. So we're going to see that as well. And then ornaments, which are great with Dime's poly patch twill, which is a patch material that makes it firm and rigid. So your ornaments are nice and stiff on your Christmas tree or any other holiday tree. Another zip bag here. I put Say Cheese on here because I actually made some, look at these, cheese markers. I mean, if you can think of it, you can do it, right? And so we're going to be talking about that. This cute little wine bottle apron, this adorable little design, banners for the holidays. I mean, what can you not do, right? A pot holder, another type of towel topper that's really easy to do. Notebook covers, little gift tags. I mean, there's just so many different things. So we're going to get started seeing how you can make some of these things. Now, if you are new to In the Hoop projects, a great place to start is with something that is simple enough that you can envision the process so that you understand how it's stitched out. You could start with something like this key fob. Coasters are another great place to start because a lot of times they're layered in the hoop, and you do put a piece of fabric on the back, but it's all in a layering method that you definitely can envision and understand. Little bags, simple bags. This is a really great one. This cute little snap bag that you see in the image there, that is your free gift for attending the event. And I'm going to talk more about that later and how you can get that. So make sure you stay tuned. But that's a great place to start. We've given that for you so you can make bags. It's got great instructions. So even a very beginner can stitch that project. So Now, if you are new to In the Hoop also, you're going to want to make sure that you follow along. We're going to be talking about the different stabilizers, different size zippers, using different types of hoops, pressing process, and you'll see a variety of those different fabrics along the way. So you'll see and hear about this as we talk today. Now, what are the benefits of In the Hoop? Well, let me tell you. They make great gifts, and you get to play with your embroidery machine while making a gift. That is the best part of it. But also, it's great for decorations. It's great for functional items like we talked about. And any skill level could do these projects. There's tons of sources from the designs. Of course, we love Reen from Embroidery Garden, but you may already have some of those designs on hand. Now, also, you can customize the designs, and because your embroidery machine is stitching them, your corners are going to be perfect. Your points are going to be perfect. If you're doing a seam, it's going to be perfectly stitched because your embroidery machine is doing all of the work for you. Okay, so you guys saw Reen join us in the beginning, but this entire event is a collaboration with Reen Wilcoxon of Embroidery Gardens and Dime. You guys know Reen as the In the Hoop Queen. At least that's what I call her. That's what I've dubbed her. And us here at Dime and Eileen Roach, our founder, we have tons of embroidery solutions to make embroidery process easier. And all of our tools work fantastic with Reen's process. And we've got some of our favorites here today that we're going to be talking about that I know Reen uses. But Reen has given us this special message to share with all of you about the collaboration. So let's take a listen to this message from Reen.
I'm Reen Wilcoxon, founder of Embroidery Garden, and I'm thrilled to partner once again with my friends at Designs and Machine Embroidery on an exciting event and new innovative products. Do you want to create In the Hoop designs yourself or know how to customize them to suit your needs, all while learning the process of In the Hoop? Our new In the Hoop Designer software gives you the tools you need to easily create, customize, and stitch In the Hoop designs. I have over 24 years experience in designing In the Hoop files, and this software is full of popular In the Hoop templates created by me. These include zipper bags, mug rugs, coasters, banners, keychains, mini hangings, and much more. The design wizard within the software allows you to customize the templates with your choice of quilting fills, lettering, font styles, decorative stitches, designs from the built-in library, or from your own stash. We've made it easy for you to be an In the Hoop designer.
So thank you so much, Reen, for doing that. Since we had her here, I guess I could have put her on the spot and made her do it live. But we're excited to share with you this project that we've been working on with Dime and with Reen of Embroidery Gardens. So Reen had an idea to give all of you the ability to basically be your own In the Hoop designer. Like she said, she's done it for years, and now we have created a very easy way for you to be able to create your own In the Hoop projects. She has included tons of designs, we have tons of features, and we have built-in instructions for all these different types of designs, all in one place. So the built-in wizard makes the step-by-step guidance very, very easy. We have thousands of built-in designs, templates, and outlines to all aid you in creating your own custom designs. There are built-in fonts, and you can also use your TrueType font list as well. So, and this program, it is so easy, guys. It is really for anyone that wants to create or do their own In the Hoop projects. Now, you guys know us here at Dime. We always give you free updates, which means that we keep your software working with the current version of Windows and Mac. We also always make sure we're working with the current embroidery machines out there. So as their industry grows, we're going to grow with you with any of your software that you purchase from us. Now, we do have extensive online education information to help you learn any software. And we have a support group on Facebook where you can ask questions directly to the education team and thousands of knowledgeable users. So do you want to see it? I'm excited, and I know Reen is too, to share it with you. So I'm going to start with some very simple ones and get you started with In the Hoop Designer, and then we're going to see some other things throughout the presentation. Now, you're going to see the process of creating these. So if you own some designs, you don't have to create them. We're also going to be talking about tips for stitching out designs, which you could apply to designs that you might already own. So let's head over to the software. I'm excited to show you. Okay, so this is so easy. You guys are really going to love this. And it's not going to take any time out of your day to create a design. So this is our new In the Hoop Designer software. Let me show you how easy it is. You can create your own customized designs in just a few clicks. So first option is to click the wizard, click the option to open up the templates, and look at all of these built-in designs for In the Hoop projects that you can customize to make your own design. And these all have instructions with them, so you're ready to go. So let's go and do something really simple to begin with. So I have a little gift tag here, and this was one of the first things I did. And Reen created this design, and I just love the design so much. I didn't want to change a thing. I do have the ability to change the design and also change the text, but I just selected the design, put it on my screen, and then saved that to my embroidery machine format and stitched it out. Now, could it get any easier than that? So that's the first thing I want to show you, is just in 2 clicks, you can create your own design just by selecting from the built-in designs. Now, let's go back into the wizard because I certainly want to personalize something, right? So I'm going to open up my wizard again. And let's go in here and let's just personalize something that we have here. So I am going to choose one of the coasters and click OK. And here you can see that it's got text and a design. So if I click on the design and then click on the library, we have thousands of built-in embroidery designs that you can select to customize this project. Okay, we have all these holidays and seasons as well. I'm going to go back to the animals because that project, if I move over here, it says Crazy Cactus Lady. Does anybody else know what I'm thinking here? Okay, so if you are a crazy cat lady, give me a shout out in the chat for all of my crazy cat ladies. So, and I'm going to click apply, and you can see that adjusted the name right on the screen. But if you're not a crazy cat lady, maybe you are a crazy dog mom. So if we go and choose one of these little designs here for the dogs. So how cute. I can't even choose one. There's so many adorable ones. And you might be a crazy dog mom. And so I can relate to both of these. I'm just a crazy pet lady, right? And so give me a shout out over there if you are a crazy dog mom. So we love our pets. I think that they are absolutely some of the best parts of our life, right? Okay, now that's all I have to do. Was that easy? All I did was change my design. I just changed my text, and here are my instructions. So if I click this button here, I'm going to have a page that opens up automatically in my browser, and it's going to give me instructions for how to stitch out my coaster with a satin edge. Now, don't think that you've got the wrong design. Every coaster stitches out the same, so the pictures may look the same, but every coaster with a satin edge has the same steps. And of course, we couldn't take all the pictures of what you were creating, so it'll look like your design, of course, on the screen, but these are the stitch out steps. So you can read them on screen, or you could always print them if you want to get your designs in paper form to follow along at your machine. So I just say, okay, I put that on my workspace, and all I need to do now is save this to my embroidery machine format. Now, you could do other things while you're here. You could change the text orientation. So if I select all my text, I can align them. I can even resize the design once it's on screen. If I want to do that, I can space my text out even a little bit more if I wanted. And you can continue to customize. And we're going to see more things that you can do, but this is ready to go. If you want it to be a different color, you can audition colors as well. So, hey, could it be any easier? I mean, don't you just love this? So this is really, really simple. And a coaster with a satin edge is a great gift and a very easy project to get started with. Okay. Now let's do another type of design. And in this time, I'm going to show you something else that you can do. So let's say there's not a shape for your coaster that you want. If I click this outline option here, I've got tons of different shapes that I can scroll through and select to make a coaster or a tag or a mug rug, whatever you want to do. Okay, so if I go to the Easter options here and I select the bunny, and I can set the size. So I'm going to make him, actually, he's pretty big now. So, but I'll make him a little bit bigger just to make sure that he is tall enough for what I want. And now this is a new feature for us here at Dime. Next to my applique icon, I have the option for double-sided applique. If I click it, I'm done. That Easter bunny is a double-sided in the hoop project. So that means that it's going to have the back hidden. So this would be a great coaster. It would be a great gift tag, or maybe a hanging from a jar label. All you need to do is add an eyelet, and we have built-in buttonholes and eyelets for you to do just that. And if you want to personalize it, you can also add the text. So let's add a name, and I'm going to change. We do have built-in font options here, but you can also add a true type option. So that gives you your true type list. We can also move these a little closer together to change the kerning, but how adorable would that be to hang off of an Easter basket? And I just did that with just a few clicks, right? So super simple. Okay. And so I just love that. Everything built in that you need. But let's go back one more time. Let's just say that you wanted to make something that's in here. It's a little bit different. So we also have key fobs. I'm going to go to one of those key fobs here because we're going to talk about the different stabilizers. So these card holders and also keychains here. They stitch out flat, and you're going to use a non-fraying fabric for this. So let's do this one more time. I'm going to click to select my design. For this, let's go and choose some different options here. So I'm going to go to travel, select my little hot air balloon, and let's change the text. So, and I'm just going to say adventure awaits. How cool, right? And then I click apply. It does all the work for me. Make sure that you click to get your instructions. If you forget, you can go back in. And then once you do that, you click OK, and you're ready to stitch that out. Is that not easy? Okay, I cannot talk enough about how simple this entire process is. So let's head back over and see how we're going to stitch this out. But before we see the video, I'm going to head under my camera and show you a couple of new products here from us here at Dime. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to be stitching out that happy birthday gift tag. You're about to see that. And I was using Sew and Wash Stabilizer. This is a water-soluble stabilizer that's going to make sure that we have very clean edges. Look at my gift tag. So I stitched it out exactly as was, only I used my own custom colors there for the little gift tag. So Sew and Wash Stabilizer is what I used. Now for the hooping process, we are using our Snap Hoop Monster. Now, in the past, you may have joined us and we recommended if you were using stabilizer only in your project that your standard hoop was great for that. But we have lots of people that love using their magnetic hoops because they're easy to hoop. And let's see exactly how that is. So you're going to place your stabilizer down. This sew and wash, I've got 2 layers, okay? And then you'll put your magnetic top frame in place and then just drop that down. Okay, you can make sure everything's lined up and then pull that nice and tight. And now take a look at this new tool. Okay, so we have a new tool called Stable Grip. Stable Grip is an attachment to Snap Hoop Monster. This tells me how to attach it, but it's holding my stabilizer from sliding between the magnet and the metal. Okay, so this is a new product that's just going to hold that stabilizer really nice and snug. Now you're going to see it how it looks in the video and how it looks on your machine, but you're going to leave that on while you're stitching. So these are actually pressing down, so the stabilizer has to go under, up, and between. So it's creating that resistance so that it doesn't pull through the magnet. These are not going to scrape the bed of your machine. You can see that they are aligned with the base of the hoop, and also your stabilizer is there to protect. So now that we've seen that, we are ready to head to our machine to stitch. Now, one more thing I want to point out is that you guys know and love Reen's hoop and press pads. The hoop and press pad was originally designed for standard hoops so that when you are working from the back of the hoop, which we're going to see, it allows you to put pressure and not accidentally loosen your stabilizer. Well, we had a ton of requests for hoop and press pads that fit your Snap Hoop Monster. So these are thinner hoop and press pads so that they fit into Snap Hoop Monster so that when you're working from the back, you can press and not loosen your stabilizer. Now, you do need to hang this off of a ledge because your attachment is taller than the hoop itself, or either stack your hoop and press pad there to make sure, because this is resting and it's giving you a nice flat surface to work with. So, and you'll see I use that in the video coming up. So let's take a look at this, and then we're going to go to our Q&A. So to stitch that little gift tag, the instructions told me exactly what to do. So I stitched my placement line, and then I stitched placed down a piece of sew any shape foam and my top fabric, and I'm just using a little skewer there to make sure I don't stitch over my finger. It tacks it down, and then the next thing that happens is your quilting for your design. So that's the background quilting, and it actually compresses my foam and gives me a very firm gift tag for my design. So now I'm just trimming away like an applique. Now you could have trimmed a step before the quilting, but I chose to trim after the quilting here. And then back at the machine, it's just going to finish stitching the entire design there. And then once that's done, you can see I used my hoop and press pad, and I taped to the back. I put in a matching bobbin, and then I'm right back to stitching my design. Now, the hoop and press pad allows me to press against the back when I'm taping, but also when I'm trimming away like you see here. And then once I trim away that excess, I'm back at the machine, and it's doing my final decorative stitch all around the edge. Now, that decorative stitch is a satin stitch, and we're stitching on a water-soluble stabilizer. So that's going to completely dissolve so that you've got a nice clean edge. Okay, and you can see the stable grips that we're stitching on there. Those are going to stay in place while you're stitching because they help hold the stabilizer nice and tight. And there's our finished product. How cool is that, right? So then let me head back under here, and I'll show you a couple of different things before we go to our break. So stable grips come in 3 different sizes. So make sure that you're selecting the variety of sizes. A combination of these fit in all of our Snap Hoop Monsters. So you can get the 4-inch, 7-inch, or 9-inch in a pack of 4, or you can also get the variety pack, which has 2 of each sizes. sizes, 2-4, 2-7, 2-9. So take advantage of those. The hoop and press pads, we've got the standard hoop and press pads for the hoop and press pads, or for the standard hoops, and we now have hoop and press pads for Snap Hoop Monster. So make sure that you add those to your cart. They also come in some very helpful bundles to make sure that your selection is easy for you. So, okay. So in the Snap Hoop Monster, make sure when you're selecting that, you do choose the hoop size for your embroidery machine, because it does fit your machine just the same exact way that your standard hoop does. So, and I think that's a great place to take a break and check in with Reen and Laurie and see if we have any questions. So Laurie, how's it going over there in the chat?
Well, the way I can describe the viewers is blown away. Absolutely blown away. So, and the questions have questions. And so it could take a little bit, but I'm going to try to hit the highlights. So first question, what hoop sizes? Green?
The software is basically limitless because you can resize everything. All of the templates that are included, you can resize them. I've taken a coaster size and I have blown it up to almost a placemat size. I saw people mentioning different brands of machines. Yeah, we got brand new machines out with ginormous hoops. You can blow these designs up to fit those hoops, or make it a custom size, any size that you want, and everything is still going to stitch as it should.
Okay, great. All right, next big question, because everybody loves to customize their own stuff. Can you bring in more shapes? Can you bring in your own designs? Can you customize your own design that you already have? So that's like the next group.
Yes, you can do all of that. You can bring in designs that you already have, add them to the templates that are already built in. You can bring them in and you can do some editing on your designs that you've brought in. You know, when we start to get a little more technical, then Ashley can come in and kind of go over that stuff.
Right. Okay, great. Let's see. Another question that came up, Terry Maffett asked about zipper sizes, and I assume that Ashley's going to get into that later on in the demo, but we've got that covered, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And zipper bags are going to come up. Sorry, Reen, that's the next segment. And so we're going to talk about zipper bags because I know, Reen, that's what everybody wants to make.
They are popular.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have lots of international viewers on here today, and they were concerned about whether they could purchase the software or not.
So
Definitely.
yeah, absolutely. And the software is download. So, Reen, I don't know if you realize that, but if you are international, you can purchase the software package that has the software and a free lesson for you. And it is download. It'll show up to your email, and that's for everybody. So before we're done here today, Reen, they could already have their software in their email, downloading it, installing, and creating, right?
That's right. You know, it's so easy to do, and we've made everything very easy for you through this whole process of the software, creating the designs, etc.
Right. So now, Reen, you can import your own SVG shape, but can you also export to
Yes,
a cutting machine?
you can do a save as and save something as an SVG file.
Okay, great. Well, I see questions piling up. So I'm going to go back, and if anybody got missed, ask it again, and I will get back in there. But I know you have a lot more to do, Ashley.
You do. Thank you. Thank you for answering all those questions, Reen. And thanks, Laurie, for bringing them up. And I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so let's talk about some ways that you can get some of these goodies. Now, Reen's most used stabilizers we've included in this bundle, a getting started bundle, and also our recommended needles, poly patch twill, which is our patch material that Reen likes to use for little tags and ornaments because it makes them really nice and stiff without really being thick. And also the foam that you saw me use in that gift tag. We're including. The quilt stand that you saw me also is included because there's some designs that match up with it. And you're also going to get a package of zippers. So the number 5 zipper in a black and nickel color that you can use for your zipper bags, and a color play thread kit of your choice. That was a mouthful. Okay, so make sure you grab your getting started bundle. It is $149 if I remember correctly. I forgot to put that on there, but it is a great deal because you're getting pretty much all of the stabilizers and some other things that you're going to need when you start collecting your supplies to stitch out your designs. So, and you guys know us, we have tons of free education. So if you are thinking about getting this software, first and foremost, Dime has lots of free education. And also, you guys know that Reen is always giving you education. So you're really getting 2 bangs for your buck here because this is Reen's wheelhouse. So you'll see lots from her. I absolutely know it. But we have lots of free education, in-app videos, YouTube videos, our Facebook user group, live broadcast where we teach our software, and you can even get private tutoring. So check out our YouTube channel, Designs and Machine Embroidery. Lots of videos live there, not just for software, but product videos as well. And also join our Facebook user group called Dime Inspiration Software Users. That group, I and the entire education team is over there answering questions. So you can get answers directly from us, but we have thousands of knowledgeable users that can answer, and they're all over the globe. So when you're working at 2 a.m., you may get an answer if you join that group to ask your question. I do a software lesson the first and third Tuesday of the month, and I rotate through all of our pieces of software and show a variety of different features. So you can join me doing that, no charge for that. And there's also private lessons that we offer. These are 30-minute sessions for $30 with a member of our education team. You select your time, you book your lesson, you meet with her, and you can ask her anything, and she'll show you her screen and step through the process. It's the ultimate in hand-holding learning your software. I can't lie. It's amazing. And the nice thing about purchasing our software from the event is that you get a free 30-minute lesson. So the In the Hoop Designer software comes with a free 30-minute lesson. Our price is $319 for that software, which is super cheap for everything that you're getting. But enter your discount code. That's going to bring it down for the price that you get. So that's a smoking deal. So make sure you add your software to your shopping cart. Take advantage of it. This is a bundle that will be emailed to you with the lesson code and the software serial number. You'll be able to download it and get installing and playing before the end of the day today. So, okay, so we actually already chatted, so I was a little off on my time, so I'm going to skip that one. And then now let's talk about your free design. So your free design is this cute little snap pouch. It's a great place to get started. If you don't get anything else from this event, the free design is yours just for being here and just as a thank you for joining us today. And so download it, add it to your shopping cart. It'll be sent via an email. And so then once you check your email, download it. It has all the stitch formats, and it comes with instructions written by Reen so that you can stitch it out. But here, let's take a look at the entire process. Okay, so these stable clips, I didn't show you those earlier, but if you have trouble getting your stabilizer to stay in place on your Snap Hoop Monster, these clips will hold it in place while you hoop, and then you will remove these before you go to your embroidery machine. Then you're going to add your stable grip to make sure that your stabilizer is snug. And then for this bag, the first thing you get is a placement stitch. The placement stitch allows you to place down the foam. Our Sew Any Shape foam works great in this bag. And then also your fabric for the outer part of your bag. And then after that, it's going to do the quilting. You see that we're just rethreading in a different color there. And then your quilting will start. So the quilting is attaching your fabric to your foam. You could use batting in this case. Batting is going to make the bag a little softer, maybe a little slouchier, but the foam is going to give it nice shape. then you're going to stitch the design. Now, this design comes on here that says enjoy the little things. I love that. It's a great example. But I'm going to show you how you can bring this into your In the Hoop Designer software, and you could even change that design out if you want. So you can customize even this design. This design, once you download your free design, you can bring it into the software and customize it as well. So, okay, so now once it finished stitches all of the letters here, we'll be adding the remaining parts, and you'll see the entire thing completed in the hoop. Now, the other thing I want to point out here is notice that your stable grip are in place, and they stay in place the entire time that you're stitching. So these are not removed. So the next thing is you're adding the pocket so that it will make the inside layer of the bag, and then the outside layer for your lining there. And then you're going to turn this inside out through the opening to get your finished project. Now, this is something that Reen teaches that I love. Trim away the batting or the foam, or if you're using a product that is a ultra firm like interfacing, trim away that excess first, and then you can get close to your stitches, and then you're going to trim your excess fabric around the edge. She also tells you to leave a longer tab for the turning. That just makes closing the opening really easy. So when you turn it inside out, you're going to press out all your corners, and now you've got your cute little finished bag. Isn't that adorable? So that's your free design. Make sure you download it and stitch it out. You're going to have fun. So I'm going to head back into the software, though. I'm going to show you how you can customize that. And we're going to talk about zipper bags, and then how you can create your own custom shaped zipper bag. Super duper easy. Okay, over in the software again here. And I'm going to start a new workspace. And let's first bring in our free design. So our design, let me scroll down here. So this is your free design bag. So you can open this in the software and ungroup it. And you can actually delete these text and add another design here. One thing I recommend, because in the hoop designs, you must stitch them in the right order so that your design stitches where it is supposed to and doesn't close an opening or things like that. So what I like to do is I'm going to go into the built-in designs here. We've got regular designs and charm designs, which are small designs that you could choose. So like this little butterfly here might be cute. Okay. Now this, I want to make sure it stitches where it's supposed to. So before I delete my enjoy the little things, I'm actually just going to click and drag to move this into the right stitch order. And then I can select and delete the enjoy little things. Then I can just put my little butterfly there. Now, I can also put text here if I wanted. I could also change this quilting, this cute little stipple. Maybe you want something that is a more of a decorative quilting look. You can change that as well. You can also increase the density and create your own customization of that bag. So, and that is your free design that you can hack or customize that you're going to get. You can bring it into your software. But let's go and choose the zipper bag. So I'm going to open up a new page here. Remember, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. You're going to click the In the Hoop Wizard. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is you're going to choose the design that you want to customize or the project. And you can see here, Reen has these sorted by number 3 and number 5 zipper so that you know which ones have the different types. And she also has multiple sizes here because the zipper bags, you can't resize or it'll make the zipper not the right size. So she gives you a ton of different sizes here. So I'm just going to choose the rectangle for the 10.5 by 16. And let's click and change our design here. And then we're going to see what else you can do for maybe a little bit more advanced editing. So, and when I say advanced, don't let that scare you. So I'm going to choose a different design here. And instead of Louise, maybe it is Rose that we're customizing for. And actually, if I go back to my library, maybe I want to choose something that's more Rose-like, right? There we go. Now, when I choose that, notice I can rotate it right here. I have some rotate options that's going to give me the ability to change the direction of my design. And so I can do all of that right here if I want to. And when I say, okay, this bag is ready to stitch out, I don't have to make a thing, don't have to change a thing. But hey, if you're like me, whenever I want to customize, I want to make lots of changes. So maybe I want rows to be under or over the actual rows here. Maybe I want the rows a little bit bigger so I can resize it, and I can also rotate it right on screen. So once you have added this to your workspace, you can continue to customize, but I want you to know that the wizard is the easiest way to get started. So this is going to make sure everything stitches in the right order. All I have to do now is save my design and stitch it out. So don't forget, your instructions are also included. So if you forgot your instructions, you can go back in and just choose that same design, click instructions. It'll open up the instructions for you. It's just taking a minute to load there. It'll open the instructions for you, and so you can print them or read them on screen, but don't add this design again because you already have your design. So just say cancel, and you're back to your zipper bag here. But you guys are about to love this. Now, that's an easy way to create a zipper bag and customize it and know that everything is going to be in the right order. But take a look at this. If I open up my template again, Reen has given you a zipper file that is for a number 3 and a number 5 zipper. And I'm going to choose the number 5. We're going to talk about zipper sizes in a little bit. This is just the zipper. See, there's no customization here. I'm just going to say okay, and it's on my workspace. Now, this allows me to create my own custom bag. So I can use built-in shapes here. So we can have built-in shapes that is a zipper bag that looks like a dog's head, maybe a duck, the bunny. I would be cautious on some of these shapes because remember, you got to turn this inside out. So all of those little bumps and curves might not be the best for every bag, but hey, you can do it if you want to in the software. So the spade there is another great option. So you choose the shape you want. I'm just going to choose a heart and click OK. And then you're going to set the size that you want it. And I'm just going to say 6 inches, and it resizes it for me. And I'm going to choose my zipper, and I'm going to rotate it so that it goes a different direction. Now, your zipper could go across your heart if you wanted. It could go straight through the middle. Maybe it's a broken heart. But here's the key to the zipper. Do not resize the width of the zipper, but you can resize the length if it's not quite the size that you need for your design. Now, to make a zipper bag, the first thing that stitches out is your zipper placement. And then the next thing that it's going to do is we need to do a tack down to tack down all of our layers, because it actually already has included in here. If I expand this, you get the placement stitches, you get the tack down stitches, and the last 2 stitches of the zipper is the decorative stitch that makes your seam. Okay, so if I ungroup this, I could actually change that. Maybe I want, instead of a regular run stitch, maybe I want a decorative stitch for our bag. So if I scroll down here, there's lots of options here, and I can click apply, and then I can even set the size so that it's going to be a little bit better fit for my bag. And we also have candle wicking stitches, and these cute little hearts are adorable. If I change to those, I'm going to change that size as well. Now, this is getting more detailed. You do not have to do this. Do not feel like you have to do this. You can just do the wizard and you are done with your designing. But here's another great tool you get with the In the Hoop Designer is the eraser tool, because we need to erase for an opening. So for this, I would turn on my grid, choose the eraser, and I would erase an opening about a 2-inch area here, because that's going to be the run stitch that stitches around. Okay, so, and actually I'm going to do an undo because I need another copy of this and I forgot to do it. So let's copy, paste. So now I've got 2 artworks. I'm going to change the color of the second one so that we can really see the difference here. So the first one, we need to be the closing the opening, and the second one we need to remove the opening. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to hide the first one, and let's go back and redo the same thing we just did. I'm just going to erase an area that's like a couple inches long to make my opening. Now I need that to be a run stitch, so I'm going to click run. Okay. And now for the other artwork, I'm going to hide my red layer and I'm going to turn on my blue layer. I need the opposite. Okay. So I'm going to use my eraser here and I'm going to erase everything except that opening area. And this will all make sense in just a minute. Now, even though it looks like it's erasing my zipper, don't be scared. It's not. Okay. And I actually erased too far, but that's okay. We're going to see how to fix that. Now, when I turn this on, you can see here's my run stitch and then here's my opening that I need to stitch. And I accidentally erased too much. So I'm actually going to move that so that it connects there. Okay. And then now I need to make that a run stitch. Okay. Now that is super easy to create a zipper bag. So basically I selected the zipper. I needed an outside run stitch and then this little piece of a run stitch. So two little elements there. And I used my new eraser tool to make it all happen. Now Reen's going to show you how that bag stitched out when she comes on screen. And in fact, I think this is a great time to have her come on and to show you that cute little heart bag. And we can talk other things, zippers as well. So Reen, did you stitch this little heart bag out? How did it turn out?
So it looks adorable. I didn't get real creative. You know, I kind of had to do this yesterday. I didn't get real creative with changing this stitch above and below the zipper to a decorative stitch, but I certainly could have done that so easily, just like you showed. But the bag is then fully lined inside with no raw edges. And, you know, you would just follow the instructions for one of the other zipper bags because they're all created, you know, basically the same way. Here are the stitch outs of what I've included: zipper placement, tack down, and the steps that stitch the fabric and the lining on either side of the zipper for a number 5, like this one, or for a number 3. So that's your choice. These are the files that Ashley used to create the little zipper bag.
Perfect. And so, Reen, that's actually a really good point about the step outs for the zippers. I do have some images that I'll also show for that as well. And then we've got a really cool tip from you about making that zipper. You show your exposed zipper and then tell a little story about this little bag here.
Okay, so this is an exposed zipper. Looks perfectly fine. Sometimes people don't want to see the actual teeth of the zipper, like what Ashley's showing. On that bag that I made, I didn't have the correct color zipper. I didn't like it. I wanted a yellow one and didn't have it. So I decided to create a lapped zipper. It's so easy. You don't have to do anything to the design. All you're doing is the piece that goes above the zipper on the outside of your bag. I would cut it just to be safe, let's say 2 inches wider than it needs to be. You're going to place it down the exact same way. It's going to get stitched down, but all you're going to do is create a fold so that the fold comes down, covers the zipper teeth completely. You know, you fold it back up, and then the part that's sticking up here, it gets caught in the outline when the bag stitches. And that creates a lap zipper, which is just a zipper that you can't see anymore. It's just hidden.
I love that, Reen. That was a really good reason to do this. And so basically what I'm hearing is that you don't have to do anything different. This is just a folding technique to cover that zipper. And I have a little short video I'm going to show in a bit so you can actually see the folding process so they can see that how that happens. But Reen, while I have you here, will you talk about the importance of pressing as you are stitching? So tell me about your pressing theory.
So, you know, doing in the hoop designs is really a lot like sewing them on a machine. You're just letting your embroidery machine do it so that it can stitch perfect seams, perfect corners, etc. for you. But if you were doing it on a sewing machine, you would be pressing after every step. You want your finished project to look very professional. So after every step, I press. So for example, this piece of fabric goes on. When it comes time to turn the fabrics on the front side and the back side of the zipper, you need to press these fabrics. Folding them over and taping them is great, but you really want a really nice crisp seam on the outside and then on the inside of the bag. So if you kind of look, let's see on this one, if I can show it there, you can see there's a nice crisp fold here. So once the stitching has been done and you're ready to move on, and the instructions tell you it's time to fold the fabric over on the back side and the front side, you would press. I like to press from the front side and the back side. And that's the whole reason that I invented hoop and press pads, is so that you can easily press on the back side of the hoop when you're working there. Because as you take the hoop, turn it upside down to work on the back side, you have a void there. And the hoop and press pad fills that void. So I can take the full weight of my iron and lay it on there and press things and get a really nice crisp fold.
And I love that, because I think that people don't necessarily realize how important the pressing step is. So it's really what gives you that professional look of your bags, is making sure they're pressed really well. And so not only the hoop and press pads are a tool, but we also have another tool that helps with that called our Totally Tubular Pressing Station. And I'll show that coming up here in a bit. But while we're here, let's go ahead and bring Laurie in to see if we've got any questions. And then I'll show them the step outs for the zippers. And then we'll talk more about the hoop and press pads and the Totally Tubular Pressing Station. So Laurie, how's it going over there?
Really well. Lots and lots of great questions. Big question is, how many installations can I have? And what happens if I have a problem with my computer? Can I put a new one, or do I have to repurchase?
Yeah, so you get 2 installations. So that means that you could install one on your laptop and one on your desktop if you want, or one on a Mac, one on a Windows. You don't have to have separate ones. If something happens and you lose, one of your computers dies or something like that, then you can call our tech support and they can help you get that installed onto your new computer if you need to. And if you are just purchasing a new computer, you have the ability to unregister, which will just free up one of your activations so you can put it right on your new computer if you want. So, but it's always yours, and you'll be able to use it as long as you want.
Okay, great. All right, now, big question. You blew everybody away with our new eraser tool. Can we use the eraser in other modules of our Dime software?
Currently, it comes with the In the Hoop software, but if you purchase the In the Hoop software and you own other Dime modules, absolutely. Anytime you own multiple modules, they install all the features together, all inside of our embroidery tool shed. So yes, absolutely. If you have cut and stitch and In the Hoop, then you're going to have the eraser that you can use on your artwork designs in cut and stitch. Or if you have PEP and In the Hoop, you're going to be able to use that eraser. So yes, great question.
I think we need some confetti for that one.
I love that eraser. I'm so glad we were able to get it into the software.
Okay, we have questions about zippers. Now, no metal zippers, right, Reen?
Right, absolutely no metal zippers.
Okay, but regular nylon zippers, or I know like there's some really pretty decorative zippers that you can find here and there. Any tips on that?
Right. So this one and the ones that Ashley are holding up are actually what they call faux metal. So they look like they're metal. They're real shiny. They're very pretty. Some of them even have printed decorative tape on them, the zipper tape. These are fine. They are polyester nylon zippers, so you can certainly use them. You just do not want to use something that is a metal zipper. And the package is going to tell you if it's metal.
Okay, great. How about those zippers that you have to top stitch on so that you see all the pretty stuff on the outside? Is that doable?
I know what they mean. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, the edge of the zipper is finished. It's something though that you're going to have to think about the process of doing, because you're going to have to, take care of the inside. That's something that, later on, after the software has been out a little bit, and I start doing, some demos and things on it, that I'll get into that, a little bit later on.
Great. So more to look forward to.
Right.
Always up.
Definitely.
Okay. And one last question. Can you set up putting your own tab on, like if there's not a tab in the template for like a loop for adding, can you do that?
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it even without any type of placement if you want. When you would add a tab is at some point in the instructions, you're going to be unzipping your zipper halfway. At that point, right after you do that, is when you're going to want to put your little tab here. And a tab can be anything. Personally, I like to use something that doesn't fray, like cork or marine vinyl, pleather, something like that. You just, cut the strip, you would fold it in half, and then you would just make sure that the loop part, when you folded it, points towards the inside of the hoop and the cut ends are towards the outside. So when the final stitch comes around, it's getting those cut ends into the seam. So
Okay.
that's real simple. You can do that with any of the designs.
Great. All right. Well, I'm going to go back to answering more questions over here as fast as I can type, and I will let Ashley and Reen head on.
Awesome. Thank you, Laurie. Thanks, Reen.
Thanks.
Okay, guys. So let's just go through the inserting the zipper steps just for anybody that's new. If you are new to making a zipper bag, Reen's instructions are so detailed, you're not going to have to remember all of this, but I was just going to talk through it. So basically, to put a zipper in, it's the first thing that stitches, and it stitches a placement line like you see here. And then it's going to, you're going to put your zipper down between the placement lines and secure it with tape. Make sure the zipper pull is completely out of the way. And that is going to then stitch the tack down for the zipper. Okay. Now, the next part of a zipper bag is adding the fabric. So you'll put the lining on the back, and you'll put your outer fabric is in the hoop on the front of the hoop. So if you remember those things, that kind of will keep you putting the right fabrics in the right places. So lining generally goes on the back, and the outer fabric is going to be on the top or the inside of the hoop. And then once you layer those together, it'll stitch a seam. Oops, sorry, backing up here. It'll stitch a seam to make that top stitch. That's where we change that top stitch. And in this case, we put foam down so that we've got a nice structure to it. And then we fold that back, and then we'll get that top stitch on the edge. And it may be a decorative stitch if you change it in the software. And then the next steps are exactly the same thing for the bottom part of the bag. In this case, since we're doing rectangular. So you did the top part with the lining and the outer fabric, and then you'll do the bottom with the lining and the outer fabric, lining on the back, outer fabric in or on top of the hoop. And then once you do that and you fold that back, that's where your design stitches and any quilting, that has to go at that exact point. That's why we have everything in the right order in the software. And then you'll remove any stabilizer behind the zipper and unzip the zipper part way. And then it's putting the foam and the batting on the back. Okay, so here's that step that we did for our opening. So when we stitched our bag, we put our foam and our backing, and then we're going to stitch that little opening there. What that does, Reen has that specifically so that it basically tacks your layers together. So when you're turning it, it's only going to be the opening in the lining that is open, so that you absolutely know where to turn. So it's just like a little extra helper there. And then you'll put the lining on the back, and I actually messed that one up because my ring went all the way around. The next thing that stitches there is actually the remainder of the outside shape of the bag, except for the opening. You'll have that opening there just like we erased in our design. And then after that, it's just the cutting and turning everything inside out to make sure that you press along the way to get that perfect bag. So, and again, all instructions are in the software. If you're purchasing any designs from anywhere, they will have great instructions. So as Reen said, pressing is an absolute must. So when you're pressing your designs, press as you go. At a certain point, you're not going to be able to turn that inside out and get to the inside layers anymore. So press leads to better results. It's going to lead to a more crisp bag. And we briefly mentioned the hoop and press pads, but Reen has this message here where she talks about all the different things that you can do with hoop and press pads. So let's hear this special message from Reen on the hoop and press pads.
Hi, I'm Reen Wilcoxon, founder of Embroidery Garden, and I'd like to introduce to you my new hoop and press pads. Hoop and press pads are nice thick pads that have a non-slip surface on the back side. This allows them to stay in place while you're working with them. Hoop and press pads are an invaluable aid in working on in-the-hoop projects. They supply support for pressing, taping, and trimming on the back side of the hoop. They also help you to create beautiful applique designs. In the event you need to remove any embroidery stitches, hoop and press pads support your stabilizer while you're getting those stitches out. They're also handy to have close by all of your machines for quick pressing, etc. while you're sewing. The pads are available for most major machine brands and hoop sizes.
And press pads are invaluable. And we now have them for our Snap Hoop Monster, as we said. The original hoop and press pads, we have created new sizes, though. So if you have purchased some of these and are wishing that you've had more sizes for your standard hoops, check out the link below and click the View Product button. Look in the drop-down list. We have added some new sizes, and maybe so since you've purchased. So check those out. These are thick, half-inch thick wool press pads. These fit the height of your standard hoops. Okay, so make sure you check those out below. And now we have the hoop and press pads for Snap Hoop Monster. These are thinner because our Snap Hoop Monster interior of our hoop is not as thick as the walls of our standard hoop. So these are still wool felt, but they are 1/4 inch thick, same non-slip backing, and they are perfect for pressing any of your in the hoop projects when you're using Snap Hoop Monster. Now these come in the package with those stable clips. Do you remember in the video where I showed you those stable clips to hold your stabilizer in place while you're hooping? So you actually get a set of those with every hoop and press pad for Snap Hoop Monster that you purchase. So nice little bonus. Okay, so now if you do have a Bernina embroidery machine, then we do have hoop or pads for the Bernina machines as well, but the Bernina hoops that have the ratchet knob, you'll need to stack several pads to make sure that you've got a surface. Kind of like I did that with my hoop and press pads from Snap Hoop Monster. You'll need an extra layer, so make sure you watch out for that on your Bernina hoop. And for pressing, when you're pressing bags, it's very hard to get some of these tiny little bags over the end of your sewing machine or your ironing board, sorry. And so we have the totally tubular pressing station that really solves that issue. So this is a cantilever system that has 2 plates. Actually, it comes with 3, but it's when you're using it, there's a plate on each side. You can see that it's supported there, but it does come with 3 different size plates. There's a 1 inch, 3 inch, and a 6 inch plate so that you can slide the bag over the end of those different sizes. And so when you're pressing your bag seams open and even other things that are not bags, pant legs, sleeves, necklines are great for this as well. But it is really fantastic for getting those nice crisp edges on your bag. Believe it or not, when you're done, it stores flat. The plates slide off of the post, and it's really easy to store. So, and just as I mentioned, 3 different size plates that come in that 1.5 inch narrow, a 3 inch, and a 6 inch plate. And they're interchangeable, so you can have whatever combination that you need. Excuse me. So now let's make that zipper lapped. Okay, so take a look at this. So for making the lap zipper, as Reen said, it's just a folding technique. Before you stitch your backing on, you're just going to fold that over the zipper, tape it in place. Actually, iron it right there would be nice too. And then you're going to put your backing and your foam, and then you're going to complete the entire process of the bag at that point. So here we're just stitching that opening, and then we would put that lining on, and then it would stitch all the way around the bag. So see here, when we put our lining on, we were using our hoop and press pads to make sure that that's all taped nicely. Then it stitches around the bag to complete that the process. Now, once it's done stitching, again, for the bag, trimming away that foam really makes the seams a lot nicer, but look how beautiful that turned out. So isn't that cool? So I just love that. And that is just that folding technique that Reen talked about. And again, I'm a little off on my time. We've already chatted, so we'll chat one more time at the end. Okay, now I want to show you a few more things in the software that you can do to get a little bit more in depth. Now, these things that I'm showing you, remember, if you are concerned with learning the software, I'm going to start a new workspace here. So I'm going to start, I did it again. I clicked the same thing again. So I got my brain's not working since I'm a little sick. So if you are brand new to the software, let's go over this again. All you have to do is click the wizard, open the templates, and choose the template that you want to stitch. I'm going to go to the hangings here because this is a really great example. So this hanging here has a border around it. So I'm going to click the instructions, and I want to show you here that you can make faux mitered corners just with, as Reen says, a folding technique. So when you go through the instructions, she actually gives you the tip on how to fold that to make a faux mitered corner in the hoop. Now, it looks so cool when it's done. And I'll show you some examples here coming up in a second. So, but remember, with your in the hoop, that's all you need to do. And then just click OK, you're ready to go. You really don't have to do all of the extra stuff that I'm showing, but all of you out there that like to do a little something extra, I just want to give you some other ideas of what you could do. So, okay, so the other thing that I want to show you is, what if you wanted to create a custom keychain? I'm just going to use my name here. With a name. Okay, so we have the outline tool here, so we can click to create an outline so that it makes a custom shape. So I'm just going to do that about a 0.2. I'm typing all kinds of things here. 0.2, and I've got my outline there, and I'm going to use a round so that it smooths everything out. That looks a lot better, and click OK. Now, Reen has included remember those outline shapes that we went into earlier? She's actually included under the shapes some of those tabs if you want to make a keychain. So I can select my tab and rotate it. I'm just going to line it up here with my design, just like that. And I'm going to weld those together so that I can make that run stitch that makes the shape of stitching my two layers together. So now that those are together, I can just use my weld option and now click weld and then click to turn that into a run stitch. Now, was that easy or what? So Reen has included everything that you need for that. You can place down one piece and then stitch your name, and then it'll tack your two layers together if you put that on the outside. So, and the same process too. So Reen made a cute little stuffy. Now she made it into a heart, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go back into those outlines here and show you something else you can do. So Reen made a little heart stuffy, but it doesn't have to be a heart. I just wanted to show you that. You can resize this as large as your largest hoop. I'm going to make this bear like 14 inches tall. That's massive, right? And I am going to just remove for an opening with my eraser. We love our eraser. And turn that into a run stitch. And I just lay two pieces of fabric in my hoop. It's going to stitch that, and I could turn it inside out. If you want to take it one step further, go into your built-in design and your little faces here. And wouldn't that make a cute little face on your bear? And so you would stitch that on the first piece of fabric first. So we would change our order here. So I can do my run stitch next. So hoop and stitch the bear face, and then it's going to stitch the two layers to stitch that together. So How cool is that, right? And so I know Reen will show you that example whenever we get back on screen. So don't forget to get your In the Hoop Designer software, because you can do everything that I've shown you today and so much more. Now, let me give you a little bit more detail about the support material and also about zippers. Now, when we stitch things like the bags, but also the coasters, the doorknob hanger, the tags, gift tags, you want some support material in there. Well, there's different levels, so to speak, of support. You can use batting. Batting is really great for bags, but it might be a little more slouchy than you want. That's where we recommend our sew any shape foam. That foam is an embroidery friendly foam, and it works great to give your bags structure. And I'll show you that here coming up under my camera. But you can also use an ultra firm interfacing too. You guys probably recognize some brand names like Peltex or Timtex or Craftex, and even OESD has a product that is awesome for this as well, that I think is called Fiber Form, that will hold its shape really nicely. So that's great for your doorknob hangers and your gift tags as well. So that, let me show you under my camera here those different materials before we go on to the zipper segment. So I've got my zipper bags here. So this bag, and actually all of these, were done with this Sew Any Shape foam. And the Sew Any Shape foam, this is just cut out a shape and a circle, but it is a, like a yard of foam that you can cut the sizes that you need. But it's really great for your bags. And look how sturdy it makes your bag, so it's not droopy or slouchy. Now, this one has batting, so it's a little more flexible. Now, is that bad? No, it just depends on what you want. When you're stitching bags, Reen's instructions tell you to use the no-show stabilizer. That's a shear stabilizer that's great for the bags. And then I actually used, in this example here, Reen's Design Collections hand sketch floral borders and the hand sketch floral to decorate my fabric before putting it in the bag. So there's so many different things that you can do, right? And so if you're stitching things that you want to be a little stiffer, like maybe like this would be a good for like that ultra firm type interfacing. You could stitch on that. You're not going to want to do this in something that you have to turn inside out. So if you're doing things like this, or like coasters, those gift tags that we saw earlier, I was looking for another example. This is another great example. So you can use different types of interfacing, and you can see how rigid it is. Dimes, oh my gosh, I just lost my train of thought. Our poly patch twill that we use for patches is also great to add that sort of stiffness. So the ornaments, this little topper here, which is essentially, like a big ornament shape with that double-sided applique that I showed you, and then an added buttonhole, you can do for things like that. So just to show you those different things. And zippers. So all of these zippers here are number 5 zippers, which we're going to be talking about. But you can also use your regular number 3 zipper, which you can see I have here started. A number 5 zipper is a different width. So that's why in the software, you have a choice of bag with a number 3 or a number 5 zipper. Just make sure you're using the right zipper, because the width of the stitches will make a difference. And like Reen said, this is faux metal, so you can sew right over that as well. So let me just share a couple of other things here before we go. If you have a zipper you want to that you already own, make sure you measure it, and you want it to extend past your stitch line. So when you are measuring it, if your instructions call for a certain width, then measure from the stops, and that's going to tell you the length. But if you're just eyeballing it, put it down, make sure that the pull is well out of the way of the foot and kind of hanging out of the hoop. Now, just like we said, there's 2 different sizes of zippers. There's a number 3 and a number 5. The number 5 zipper is a wider teeth, but it's also a little bit wider in the tape. So make sure that you choose the appropriate zipper from your software, or use the appropriate zipper that your instructions tell you if you've purchased a design. If you don't know if you've got a number 3 or a number 5, you can look on the back of the zipper pull. Sometimes it'll give you a clue. Okay. And then we actually already talked about this, about inserting the zipper. You get the placement stitch, the tack down, and you're going to tape it. And notice here how my zipper pull is completely out of the hoop. So I do not risk hitting that with my foot. When you're making your own bags, you can also change the orientation of the zipper. If you're giving it to someone that's left-handed versus right-handed, you want to pull open into the direction of whichever hand you're using. So if you're right-handed, put the zipper pull on the left to pull to the right, and vice versa. So it is completely customizable. Now, can you substitute one for the other? If you really understand the process, you could substitute one for the other. If you own a design that's for a number 3 and you want to use a number 5, just run through your design on your machine, advance through the stitches, and just make sure it's going to clear your zipper where it needs to. But if you're using the In the Hoop Designer, it doesn't matter, because you can choose the zipper size for what you have, which is another perfect thing for owning the software. Now, we mentioned this just briefly, but just a reminder, don't use metal zippers, because you do have to stitch over the zipper in the hoop. And also, but the ones that look like metal are fine because they're nylon zippers. And then invisible zippers. What we're working with really wasn't meant for invisible zippers, because the teeth are hidden and they're pulled to the underside. So that's your little tool tip on zippers. And the last things I wanted to say is your needle selection for any of these projects. Always choose your needle based on the type of fabric that you're stitching on. And so with your embroidery needles, we have both sharp and light ball point so that you can choose the right needle for your fabric. So we have needles on special. If you don't have sharp point embroidery needles, they're perfect for your quilting cottons or your fabrics too that are tightly woven. So that's a great sampler pack because it has multiple sizes and also has both sharpnesses, and it's really inexpensive. So take advantage of that while it's on special. The thread that we are using in this entire process, I just use my embroidery thread. I use my regular embroidery thread, metallic thread, variegated thread looks great on the quilting and your run stitches. And your bobbin thread, I use a matching bobbin thread, especially on those satin edges of like your gift tags and your coasters, because you want it to look the same on the back as you do on the front. But a lot of times when I'm stitching, I'll forget to change out my bobbin, and I assemble it with my regular embroidery bobbin, my regular embroidery thread. And then if I change out my bobbin, it's usually when I'm matching the color. So that is a really quick lesson on that. So that's the last thing I have. We do have thread specials as well. Our color play thread kits, if you're getting the Get It Started bundle, you do get to select the color of your choice. Make sure that you choose that from the drop-down list. These come with 1 spool of variegated and 4 matching regular embroidery threads. So all right. I'm glad my voice held out. I think that's the last thing I've got for now, but let's join back in with Reen and Laurie. And Reen, I want you to hold up your stuffy that you made.
So I don't know if anybody has sound right now. Tammy, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I couldn't hear Rain though, and I was
I
just wondering that.
know.
So yeah.
I know. And I'm sorry. And hopefully we'll get Reen to do a little split. But we've got a couple of questions. Some of our, well, okay.
Sorry, that was my fault.
No worries. So where did I cut out? Because my screen kind of froze and I had to go out and come back. So what's the last thing that I said, just so I know where we ended in case we have questions on that stuff?
It was during Reen's demo of what she was doing. You were
Okay.
fine until Reen started, and then things were moving around.
Okay, perfect. So we did make it all the way to the end. We were just about to show the stuffy. Sounds good.
Right.
Yay.
Okay. Now, big question, because I'm telling you what, these ladies, their shopping carts are filling quick, but some people are having a bit of a trouble getting to checkout. Do you have any things that you can tell them?
Okay, so whenever you're checking out, just kind of a reminder, when you add things to your shopping cart and you click the checkout button, it'll open up a separate page, and then you'll have to complete the process. There's different types of checkout, like what type of pay you want to use. If you are having trouble with that whole process working, you can contact our technical support. And so Laurie, or the customer support, will you put that phone number in there when we get done too with the chat?
Yes.
Contact customer service, because they can see what's in your cart and then they could just complete the checkout process for you. So if there is any sort of issue that you feel like you can't get past, then that's definitely an option there too. And I'm going to say the number out loud because Laurie, our chat goes away. So
Right.
customer service is 888-739-0555. So if you need to call, they will be able to help you. If you are watching this replay and it is, after hours, or 2 days later, that's okay. You can still add this to, your cart. They can still help you check out. You've got 48 hours to finish the shopping process, add it to your cart, and they can help you complete that if you are having any issues. So hopefully that helps everyone. But you're watching for pop-up windows. That might be what they're missing because something pops up at that checkout process.
Yeah, right. And there are pop-up blockers. Reen, can you give us a quick synopsis of what you said with the stuffy one more time?
Yes.
All I did was use a heart shape out of the shapes. I took the eraser and just erased an opening. I added fonts. These are built-in. Both these are two styles of built-in fonts on the software. The software, I saw a couple of questions. It is the In the Hoop Designer software. This is a little scroll that's built in. I added these and I put a little pocket on the back side. Inside, I used that same heart shape. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't. There is also a scalloped heart shape. Now I added circles in this to try to make it look a little bit lacy. And then I brought in a true type font. And I saved this as an SVG file, which you can do in the software. And I had my cutter and draw instead of putting the blade in. I put the pin in, had it draw my little message here, and then had it cut. And I can just drop it down in this pocket, and this is going to be a Valentine for my husband.
I love that.
Yeah,
That is so cute, Reen.
So
And that
many things
actually,
you can do this with in the
yeah.
software, create cute little things like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And that actually answers a question that I see just popped up over there about creating your own from scratch. And so tell a little bit about that, Reen. If people understand the process of In the Hoop, the tools are there, right?
Right. Yeah, you can create so many things with this software. And you can also kind of, you want to do maybe a different zipper bag and you didn't, really follow Ashley's instruction there. You can do that and you can, create it yourself however you want it to be. I saw another couple of questions pop up about resizing things. I'm going to show you something real quick. I took a coaster, the rectangular coaster from the software. I blew it up because I wanted it to fit inside of this custom sized tray that I bought. So I measured the inside and then I entered the dimensions that I wanted it to stitch. Now this design here is not in the software. This is out of my own stash, but you can bring in designs that you want. But I can enlarge this any size that I want. Everything that's in the software, you can enlarge it to anything that you want to be. That was something important for us when we were developing it, that you could enlarge things to be any size that you want to fit your hoops or to make something custom. Sometimes you don't want to fill up an entire hoop or something. So
Yeah, awesome. That's a really great explanation. Yeah, it's a great program, and I am so thankful that you selected us, Rain, with your idea to be able to bring it to life because it is so much fun to play with.
yeah,
It is.
you just
It
did a
is.
great job on it. Everyone, just really did a
absolutely.
wonderful job on
For
this.
sure.
And I'm very happy with how it turned
Yeah.
out. I think everyone
Awesome.
else is going to be too.
I think so too. So yeah. Anything else, Laurie, before we go?
Well, I'm seeing really
More
things
questions.
scrolling fast. So I'm going to stay on as long as we need me to answer questions over in the chat when we end. So not to
Awesome.
worry.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Laurie. And then, Reen, we're a few minutes over. I appreciate everybody staying, but I just want to say a big thank you to you again for hosting this event, but also all the things that you do with us here at Dime. We always love playing with you. And so thank you so much for hosting and also participating today, especially with my voice the way it is. So thank you.
Oh, I want to thank everyone at Dime too. This has
Yeah.
just been a great experience.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate it. Well, guys, until we have another event with Dime and Embroidery Gardens, we'll say bye for now, but make sure you continue to watch and continue to shop for the next 48 hours. So we'll see you guys next time.